Welcome back, it's your boy Asani Akita, the Rebellious Chief. Thank you for viewing and thank you for subscribing. Today I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss the illegal immigration debate in the United States. It's late in the night, it's 1:45 in the morning. I've had a full 16-hour day between work and school. I'm actually wearing a shirt today, which some of you have asked me for, but I really don't care. I am still the shirtless wonder. But I'm tired and I don't feel like it, and here goes. So, in regards to this immigration debate, SB 1070 in Arizona and all the copycat legislation being passed around in America, it can best be summed up in one word, and that's racism. It's just racism. You can couch it in whatever terms you want to couch it. You can say it's about, I don't know, crime at the border, which is bullshit, because if you want to end crime at the border, all you do is legalize marijuana in the United States and half of the crime to 75% of the crime at the border just disappears. If you take away the Mexican mafia's cash crop, the crime goes away. On top of that, if you legalize drugs as a whole, that whole situation at the border, the violence is gone. But even more to the point, America is still what I like to refer to as a center-white nation. No, I did not say center-right with an R. I said center-white with a W. And the reason that it's a center-white nation, aside from the fact the majority population is still Caucasian American, is that it has a United States Senate that offers representation disproportionate to the population demographics of the United States. For example, Montana gets 2 senators, 400,000 people, 10 of them black, 2 senators, always white. California has 40 million plus people, 2 senators. Right now, both of them are white, but that could change in California because of the population demographics. So the United States Senate is still the gatekeeper for white power. So politically, this country is still a center-white nation. Barack Obama knows it best. Get off his nuts, he's doing the best he can. Back to immigration. The xenophobia and the racism that's being ratcheted up by the right is just an extension of the criminalization of African Americans and Latinos. Fox News, every other image is a negative image of a black, brown, or even sometimes an Arab Muslim person. But every other image is a negative image of someone dark-skinned. And then white faces shown favorably, followed by more dark-skinned images shown negatively. Spend an hour watching Fox, I challenge you, and tell me how African Americans, Latinos, and Arabs are portrayed on Fox News. For some reason, the Asians seem to be left out. Maybe they don't feel a threat from the Asians or the Indians, and rightfully so. The Indians, tend to be on the right-wing conservative side because, well, to be honest, they just want to be down, and they haven't experienced the sting of racial prejudice in this country yet. But I guarantee you, when Bobby Jindal decides he's going to run, they'll get it then. So back centering on immigration, because it is the subject of this video. What Jan Brewer began in Arizona, what Joe Arpaio is doing in Arizona, is against what America is supposed to stand for. It's actually probably more traditional, because racism is American as apple pie. So they're acting in the great American traditions that have already been set, but they are not acting on the ideals of America. America is supposed to be fair. America is supposed to grant equal access and equal rights and equal privilege. We are not supposed to be an aristocracy. We are not supposed to be ruled by a racial majority. However, the right-wing element in this country wants to keep America white. It is obvious to anyone with their eyes open that they want to keep America white. So now everyone is all for deporting Mexicans. Now everyone is all for changing the Constitution so that their children can't be born citizens. If that's the case, let's go retroactive to, let's say, 1500. Whose parents were legal immigrants in 1500? And if that's the case, then all of y'all, get the fuck out and go back to Europe. The real immigrants in this nation are the Europeans. The Mexicans were called Native Americans before they were pushed south of the border. A great deal of them. They're the same people. Okay? What's wrong with them coming back to the country that was stolen from them and living peacefully? Nothing. Mexicans are good, hard-working people. I don't believe they work any harder than anyone else. Maybe they're more willing to accept shittier jobs for less pay, but the storyline that they're so much more hard-working than the average American, I don't particularly buy. I think that you have hard-working people here and you have hard-working people there, and the media portrays people how they want to. That being said, the larger percentage of Mexicans, they're not criminals. They're not people who are coming over here to start shit. They're coming over here because Mexico's fucked up. And now they're learning America's fucked up. So guess what? They're turning around and going back to Mexico. It's a problem, and I hate to go back to this, but it's a problem with white people in America. You are going to have to share this country whether you like it or not. We're here to stay. They're here to stay. If you want to leave, that's your prerogative. But this Jim Crow, retroactive civil rights rollback is ridiculous. And if the masses don't wake up, they'll start with the 14th Amendment and then they'll roll back to the 13th Amendment. And you African Americans ought to be very interested in what the 13th Amendment constitutes. If you're not aware, it's basically the amendment that gave you citizenship and took you out of slavery. If you don't think the GOP and the center-white majority of this nation and the radicals on the right, being led by Glenn Beck and being led by Rush Limbaugh, if you don't think that this is what they want, you're fooling yourself. They would love to see us all back enslaved. In fact, Bobby Jindal used slave labor for BP's benefit in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, look it up. He uses prison labor to go out to the beaches and do BP's dirty work for them for free. I also heard a story of how he used prison labor in a turkey factory in the middle of the night when no one was looking. Someone who actually worked there called into a radio show and said that he saw the prisoners being bussed in late at night. There's something going on, America, and if we don't wake up and go vote this fall, if you don't go vote Democratic, you're going to let it happen, because they're going to keep attacking. And if they get it in 2010, then they damn sure can get it in 2012. And if you think you can turn them around after the Citizens United case, think again. The corporations are playing for keeps. It's time that we play for keeps as well.